Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we're going to continue working on the trombone in our method book with line 36, Morning from Peer Gynt. So we're going to look for patterns, and we have a new marking, which is typically a slur. In this case, it's a phrase marking, and we're going to go over how to approach that on a trombone. But first we have our bass clef, followed by our key signature. It's always in the same order. We have B flat first on the second line, all B's are flat. Then we have an E flat on the third space, all E's are flat, even if they aren't in the song. We have this key signature to tell us we're in the key of B flat major. Next, we have our time signature. We have 3 beats in every measure. That 4 on the bottom gives us the value of the whole note, which is used to figure out the value of everything else. So if we had a whole note, it would get 4 beats. Half of a whole is a half. Half of 4 is 2. If we had a half note, that would get 2 beats. We need to remember that. So half of a half is a quarter. Half of 2 is 1. Those quarter notes get 1 beat each. Half of a quarter is an eighth. Half of 1 is half. So we have eighth notes at the end of measure 4, and they are paired together, connected by a beam. The first one gets half a beat, and that's the downbeat. The second one in a pair is the other half of the beat, and that is the upbeat. So it takes 2 of them to equal 1 full beat, like a quarter note. Then we have this dotted half note at the end. So adding a dot to a note adds half of that note's value to it. So if we know that the half note gets 2, we also know that half of 2 is 1. So if we add 1 to 2, we get 3. And a dotted half note gets 3 beats, which makes sense because in 3/4 time, if it's by itself, it's going to be worth 3 beats. All right, so next we have this phrase marking. And on a trombone, if we treat it like a slur, we're going to get a glissando. So instead, we need to start each phrase with the t sound, and then every note that follows within the phrase marking is going to be a softer tongue, more of a d or a d sound instead of a t sound. So I'm going to do my best to demonstrate that as we go. We are going to start off by walking through all of the notes and positions. We have an F in first. We slide out to the D in 4th position, and it's super important to line up your articulation with moving the slide. C is in 6th position. Next measure, we're in first for B flat, back out to C in 6th, then D in 4th again. Measure 3 is just like measure 1. 1, 4, 6, and then we've got B flat. Those 8th notes, just a variation on measure 2. C to D, 6 to 4. And then the next line, we have F in first, D in 4th, back to F, G, and then D, both in 4th position. You can really actually slur that and keep the tongue out of it altogether for that measure. But then you have to add the tongue very lightly back in for the F to D in 4th, C in 6th, and ending on the B flat. I'm going to start a metronome. I hope you're able to play along and keep up. And I hope you're able to hear the trombone without too much issue. Here we go. 1 and ready. And that's it for this line on the trombone. I hope you're able to hear it well. I hope it was helpful. And I tried my best to play each note within the phrase marking with the light tongue. Hopefully you and your band director will be able to work that out and do better with it. But I hope this helps, and we'll see you next time.